The run in Echelon Prime is not stopping. We are continuously climbing, but the big question is, how long can this rally last? Let's have a look at fundamentals. Let's look at token supply, at token inflation. Let's also have a look at the data most people are not considering. On-chain data as in who's buying here, who's selling here, how robust is this rally? So today we are up by 10%. This week the price increased by more than 40%, this month by 111%, and in this year we more than 10x'd. Now let's have a look at the fundamentals here. Let's have a look at token inflation. How much new tokens are potentially hitting the market, potentially depressing the price, right? The price is a consequence of demand versus supply. If the supply increases very quickly, then the demand has to grow at least at the same rate, otherwise the price will go down. And so here's a very useful chart. This is from token.unlocks.app, and it shows us the number of Echelon Prime tokens over time. We are currently at 35 million Prime tokens, and 1 year from now this will be at 55 million. So the demand has to grow by at least 57% in the next 12 months for the price to stay stable. But here's the interesting part. We've already seen a lot of token inflation in the last year. And obviously the demand massively outgrew this. And so who's buying here? Is this the smart whales, the people that have a lot of money, or is this simply just a retail driven rally? Echelon Prime is riding the crypto gaming wave. And you can already see I'm not just running through the website, selling you the marketing jazz, etc. I want to look at the data most people are not considering. And here's the nice thing about Echelon Prime. We do have a lot of data on the token because most trading volume still happens on decentralized exchanges, on Uniswap. Centralized exchanges are pretty much black boxes, but decentralized exchanges are very transparent. The Uniswaps of this world operate directly on the blockchain, and so we can see exactly who is buying, who is selling, how is this developing over time. And it's very uncommon actually to have a cryptocurrency that's already 3 billion in market cap, where the centralized exchanges haven't yet had a lot of adoption. Now let's have a look at that data. I have developed a tool myself to look at the number of retail investors versus the number of whale wallets. And then we can see how much is this potentially growing over time, how stable is that growth. Here are the results of that tool. On the left side, we see the number of wallets that hold at least 40 Echelon Prime tokens. So that's a bit over $1,000. That's what I'd consider retail. In the middle, we've got medium-sized retail. That's a 10x from the left chart. That's now at least $10,000 worth of the token. On the right, we've got the whales. That's at least $100,000 worth of the token, or 4,000 tokens. Now those are very long-term charts. They start in 2022. Here are the same kind of charts just for the last month. So when the price more than doubled. The number of retail investors grew by roughly 15% in the last month. The number of medium-sized retail grew by roughly 14% last month. The number of whale wallets grew by roughly 5 to 6% last month. So there's accumulation across the board, with retail buying most. The whales are part of the party as well, but they're not buying in as much. At least the number of whales isn't growing that much. Now there are two versions of this token. There's a token on the Ethereum chain, which is obviously very expensive to trade. You have to pay $20 to $30 just in swap fees. There's another ported version on the base chain. And the base chain is way cheaper, and that's probably the first destination for most people to buy this. Now we can look at those holder graphs also for the base chain. Let's have a look. Here is the last month. It's the same kind of thresholds as for the Ethereum chain. So we can see the number of holders in general is way smaller. Most capital is still on Ethereum, especially for the whale wallets. But for the smaller investors, we do see massive adoption. Here, this left chart grew by roughly 48% in the last month alone. Base is now the 11th largest blockchain when we're looking at total value locked. And recently, the adoption is absolutely exploding. I believe that Base will be the new Solana. A lot of trading will be happening on Base. And I do expect that especially the Base listed tokens will have a pretty good time in the next weeks, maybe months. And so I'm planning to buy some Echelon Prime tokens as well. I say I'm planning to, not I have bought, because I never front run you guys. I always publish a video first, and then maybe several hours afterwards I buy myself. I find it super important to minimize conflict of interest. If you're interested in this tool, feel free to check out the premium membership. Link is down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. You can plug in any Ethereum token, any Base token in here. And of course, if this is your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.